Hi there, hope you're having a pleasant day wherever you may be. Today I'm going to go check out some mountain lions. Maybe if it was 1940. I'm at Two Guns, Arizona. Two Guns is a ghost town located about 30 miles east of Flagstaff, Arizona, just before the meteor crater exit. And it's located on Canyon Diablo here, which is a really small canyon that cuts across the desert here. And apparently this is a pretty good place to cross it. Its settlement dates back all the way to the 1800s. And also there was apparently a skirmish between the Native Americans and the U.S. government, where allegedly the Native Americans fled into a nearby cave. The U.S. government lit a fire at the mouth of the cave, and those inside either died of asphyxiation or they were shot trying to escape. Now, I'm not sure if that's true. I haven't been able to verify it, but I did read it on the internet, so it's got to be true. But knowing the way we treated Native Americans back then, it sounds pretty plausible, actually. This is Canyon Diablo Bridge, built in 1915. It was later incorporated into U.S. Route 66 when that was created a few years later. It was a well-used bridge for several years before eventually being bypassed by another bridge further up the river, and eventually Interstate 40. Now it is on the National Registry of Historic Places, which is kind of cool. Two Guns eventually became best known as a Route 66 roadside attraction for the middle part of the 20th century. It was most well known for its exotic animals like mountain lions and things of the like, and also as a gas station, place for refreshments, your typical roadside stop on 66. Now the guy that owned it and ran it kind of seems like the kind of guy that would open up a place like that. Like, apparently he was selling the skulls of the Native Americans that died in the cave. Now during its run during the middle of the 20th century, it wasn't always great. It had its ups and downs. It closed and reopened, things like that. Things were moved, but by the early 1970s, it was pretty much done and pretty much deserted and almost the way it is now. There's a lot to explore here. There's lots of different little clusters of buildings that are kind of scattered around. They're all in various states of disrepair and decay. Have no idea what most of them are. Some of them are pretty obvious because you can tell that's where they kept animals, but the other ones, no idea what the hell they are. But it's pretty cool just walking around. I'm kind of just taking it all in. As far as I can tell, they look like they're really, really old, but I don't think they are. I think they were all built in the 20th century for this roadside attraction. I could be wrong though. So this appears to be the entrance to what is colloquially known as the Apache Death Cave. That's the one where the U.S. lit the fire and slaughtered the Native Americans. So what do you think? Should I go in? Looks a little sketchy, right? What's also kind of interesting is that there's this abandoned campground building here and a swimming pool. And in all actuality, they probably weren't built too far apart from time-wise from the other stone buildings, but for whatever reason these don't feel quite as historic. It just feels like you're walking around an abandoned building. The other ones feel like you're walking around like ruins, so it's kind of weird, all the psychology of it. Well, that does it for this one. I hope you had a good time walking around the ruins of Two Guns, Arizona with me. It was fun just kind of walking around the ruins of an old Route 66 landmark. And speaking of Route 66, I sort of poached my own idea for this one. I actually recorded some stuff at Two Guns a while back for a video that I haven't made yet for Route 66 in Arizona. So when I eventually do make that video, please act surprised. But this one I did go in a little more depth, and I hope you had a good time following along. With that said, I guess I'll see you on the next one. What do you think? Does it look safe?